it mean for those youngest players to have moments in games of this caliber? And I guess what's it mean for the team to then see them do it?
Yeah, you want to be able to build confidence collectively as a team. You want to feel good as a team. And I don't care who you are as an individual player, you have doubt at sometimes. And so, that's why, you got to be able to build each other up. And you just got to, it's your passion. You got to believe in yourself, too, especially when things aren't going, as planned. But for our young guys to make the play, I thought Jakari did some really good things. He just didn't get back in the rotation kind of like other night because Miles played so well 2 games ago. And then, CJ got it going right there and really gave us a lift. But I thought Jakari did a good job. I thought CJ did a good job. Miles did a really good job. And, he's going to keep helping himself. It's hard for those guys when you play with a ball-dominant guard like a Braden Smith, and then when you utilize your post guys as much as we do at times. So that balance sometimes doesn't balance out to them if they're not doubling the post or they're not trapping the ball screen. So if they just keep playing in a drop, Braden's going to have more opportunities. If they're going to play one-on-one in the post, they're going to have more opportunities. So it's not as much as what we want to do, it's what they're going to give us, right? And so I thought, I liked that matchup with Trey, so we just kept going back to him in the first half and trying to get it. But our freshmen did some fantastic things. It was great for Raleigh. One thing, he got on E there. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I was trying to get him out. He's got about 2.5 to 3 minutes, before he runs out of fumes. E is not for elephant. It's empty. Yeah.
Matt, you talked about that swing that CJ had. He came in and he said that he gave PJ a lot of credit because he got his confidence in his shot. What was PJ doing with him, whether it was through the offseason or once the season started, to kind of give him confidence in his shot and to find his shot a little bit more? Yeah,
well, he's always been able to shoot the basketball even before he met PJ. So, he can make pull-ups. And when he makes one, he's one of those guys that's instantly hot. Or at least he thinks he's instantly hot, and that's all that matters. But once he makes 2, though, he's going to go back to the well. So, PJ just did a good job of just getting him some open court ball screens, and right as he made 1, then he made 2. The one that he made on the 4-point play was a tough shot, and we see it in practice all the time, and it's one thing to be able to do it. But to be sitting on the bench and then come in cold and being able to do that's tough. That is really tough because it's hard to get in a rhythm, and he got himself into a rhythm immediately.
Hey, Matt, you just talked about your freshman, CJ Raleigh. Talk about your philosophy. You played so many freshmen, so many big minutes, not afraid to play those guys. What's it like for you, philosophy-wise, to play these freshmen to know that they're going to succeed?
Yeah, well, it's a need. Your rotation shortens a little bit sometimes in the second half. I should say mine does. When you feel somebody is playing well, I just stuck with CJ, right? Because he had played well. Cam Heide has done some good things for us. He stretches the defense too. So sometimes when he doesn't get as many cracks at it, but we need him. And that's a little bit different than a lot of other people because we don't live in the portal as much. So people are going and getting those 5th years. Last year, the 5th year, and I think they have 5 of them. So they got guys in their 5th year playing, not 5th year and playing 4. I think that they have 5 guys that are in their 5th year playing, and we have nobody in their 5th year, and we only have 1 guy in his 4th year. And then our other guy that's a 4th year, redshirted, so it's his only 3rd year playing. So I think that's always going to be our sell in recruiting, is that you got a better chance to come and be able to play right away. But it's not always perfect. We've had guys be MVP of the league and come off the bench as a freshman. We've had guys start as freshmen and then they don't start the next year. So if you just be honest and keep it open competition, you get really competitive in practice and you see a lot of growth.
Coach, big over here.
Thank you.
Big win tonight. Just kind of how can a win like this give you momentum going forward into what's going to be a gauntlet part of your schedule? Marquette coming up, then you have North Carolina State in a few weeks, and then a couple non-conferences before a couple conference games. Just kind of how can the momentum of this one carry over into other games?
Yeah, the thing that'll happen is our next game's on the road, and it's going to be difficult. So it's just different on the road. And so that is why we play Creighton That's why we played Arkansas before, because we don't want that to be our first road game. We want it to be our second road game, and the first one doesn't count. But the experiences count, and the lessons count. And that's what helps you more than anything, of understanding, like, we didn't play very well at Creighton. And you're not going to play as well to start a season, right? You kind of see that in the Champions Classic. You see 4 great programs, 4 great coaches, and the play's not always clean. Well, you're not going to have clean play all the time. It doesn't mean you shouldn't play, right? And so, like, now to be able to play somebody as good as Marquette on the court, on their home court, now you see where you are. Whether you win by 20, lose by 20, it's a close game, you're going to learn some things about your team, and you're going to get better from it. So, like, that's what we're, trying to do. And when we lost to Creighton, I just said, like, in 3 weeks we play Alabama. Like, we got to be able to improve in those 3 weeks to give ourselves a chance. It doesn't guarantee you're going to win, but you got to give yourself a chance. And we took care of the basketball, and we fought them on the glass. We still had shortcomings, like, right? They were living in the paint. We got to do a better job of keeping the basketball out of the paint. But that's what you want. You want that. Even if we would have lost today, this game still would have helped us. That's hard to take, but it's true.
Matt, you said yesterday your bench had to be better than their bench, and they outscored you. Most of that is from Phylon getting 18, but production-wise, from Caleb, Cam Heidi on the boards, Miles' defense, do you feel like your defense did outperform, or your second unit, I guess?
Yeah, I think that's probably a question for after film. When you watch things to see, like I said before, I thought we had breakdowns, but we continued to play hard, and just kind of understanding where you are when you come in and who you're with, like the bench, like the guys that played more. For Caleb to make those free throws at the end, and he plays 13 and a half minutes, like, that's very hard to do. And so, like, that's huge. Miles' defense, CJ's defense, Cam Heidi gives us that versatile guy that can play that 3-4. Raleigh, scores 2 baskets when he gets in, and one of them's a 3. That was huge for us. So I thought our bench did great. And I thought they did. Obviously, Phelon's been starting for him, so he comes off. But that's what great teams have. Like, Alabama has more than 5 starters. We got more than 5 starters, and that's where you can really grow, because guys start to settle into roles. But then when guys step up and play, they're going to play more, and they're more, productive.